Hello and welcome to Welake TV. My name is Chiwando Osisiago. The news headlines. Lawyers disagree with police warning on no Gree for anybody's slogan. Tragedy as bank staff commits suicide in IKORODU, Lagos. On the foreign scene, Trump says New York fraud case is political. Former judge agrees. And in sports, KYLIAN MBAPPE'S contract dilemma casts shadow over PSG Ligue 1 return.
Follow us on our social media handles at Welake TV. Visit our website at www.welake.tv for a thrilling journey. Welake TV, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back. Now the news in details. A High Court of the Federal Capital Territory sitting at Apo granted bail to former Minister of Power and Steel AGUNLOYE, who was remanded in prison custody over his alleged complicity in a $6 billion contract fraud. Trial Justice Jude Onwebuze gave bail to AGUNLOYE, who is answering a 7-count charge the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission preferred against him, to the tune of 50 million naira with 2 sureties in like sum. According to the court, the sureties must be reputable and people of means that are residents within the FCT. The court held that the sureties must own landed properties worth 300 million naira, adding that certificates of occupancy of the said properties must be verifiable. The trial judge ordered that the sureties must submit copies of their identity cards as well as photocopies of their international passport to the registry of the court. The defendant was further ordered to submit his international passport to the court and ensure its availability at all times for his trial. The defendant, through his counsel Adiola Adedipe's son, begs the court to either grant him bail on self-recognizance or on very liberal terms. While insisting on his innocence, AGUNLOYE stressed that the charge that the anti-graft agency slammed against him contained bailable offences. He told the court that he would not pose any flight risks, saying he would be available for his trial. Meanwhile, Justice fixed February 12th to commence full-blown hearing of the case. Some lawyers on Thursday criticized the Nigerian police, warning that the use of no Gree for anybody adopted by some Nigerians as the 2024 slogan was capable of instigating crisis in the country. The slogan, which simply means do not tolerate any form of nonsense from anybody or do not allow yourself to be bullied by anyone, recently gained popularity among Nigerians, especially on social media. Reacting to the trend, the police spokesperson Muyiwa Adejobi addressed journalists, stating that intelligence reports showed that the catchphrase was capable of plunging the country into a crisis of monumental proportion. However, some lawyers disagreed with the police position. Human rights activist Femi Falana described the warning as laughable, stating that the police have no power to ban the expression, which is said constitutes no threat to law and order. Former second vice president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Dr. Monday Ubani, cautioned that while the police have the right to ensure peace, it should not infringe on the right of citizens to express themselves. Executive Director of Cadrell Advocacy Center, Evans Ufeli, positioned that the police warning was unnecessary, stressing that the security agency clearly misunderstood the slogan. Meanwhile, the army urged Nigerians to join forces with security agencies by adopting the slogan, "We no go Gree for all terrorists in 2024 in the fight against insurgency." Director of Defense Media Operation, Major General Edward Buba, encouraged Nigerians to use the slogan to show support for the military and security agencies against criminal elements. He urged citizens to be security conscious and report criminal activities in their environment. In a separate development, lawyers in Lagos protested against police brutality following the unlawful detention of their colleague Olumide Shonupe, who refused to pay 30,000 naira to bail his clients. The protest, led by NBA leaders and human rights activist Mr. Falana condemned police high-handedness and disregard for the rule of law and human rights. There is heightened security and anxiety in several states, where the Supreme Court is expected to deliver judgments today on appeals related to the March 18, 2023 governorship elections. The state includes Plateau, Kano, Zamfara, Lagos, Cross River, Bauchi, and Ebonyi. Supporters of various political parties, including the APC, PDP, and NMPP, are taking different actions in preparation for the outcome. The police are on high alert in these states, and the situation is particularly tense in Plateau, Kano, and Zamfara. In Jos, police water tanks were observed at strategic places to prevent potential troublemakers. The APC has called for calm among its supporters, whatever the court decision, while the PDP has asked the supporters to fast and pray for a favorable outcome. Similarly, in Kano, APC stakeholders distributed souvenirs to supporters in anticipation of a victory, prompting criticism from NMPP, which described it as an attempt to blackmail the Supreme Court. Police Commissioner Hussaini GUBER assured residents of safety and stated that security measures were in place to facilitate uninterrupted activities. In Zamfara, political gatherings were banned and security patrols were intensified in hotspots. Let's go on the break. We'll be back shortly.
Follow us on our social media handles at Uweleke TV. Visit our website at www.uweleke.tv for a thrilling journey. Uweleke TV, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back. An uneasy calm has settled over a first-generation bank in the IKORODU area of Lagos State after the discovery of the lifeless body of a staff member identified as Amarachi Ugochukwu in the bank's toilets. The deceased, a marketing staff, allegedly committed suicide, leaving a suicide note and an empty can of insecticide in the toilet. Colleagues noticed her prolonged absence after her phone rang unanswered, prompting them to search for her. She was found motionless on the floor of the toilet. A diary dated 2024 containing the suicide note indicated her struggles and plead for mercy. The police have initiated an investigation into the incident. Following the discovery, a doctor confirmed the death and the police evacuated her body to the IKORODU General Hospital for autopsy. The suicide note expressed despair over life challenges, economic hardship, and personal decision. Efforts to contact the Lagos State Police Public Relations Officer Benjamin Udeyi for comment were unsuccessful. The tragedy has left the bank and community in shock, and investigations into the motivation behind the suicide are ongoing. Presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has asked President Bola Tinubu not to spare anyone found culpable in the scandal uncovered at the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. This is just as the Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center faulted the appointment of the permanent secretary of the ministry, Abel Olumuyiwa Eniton, to run the ministry after the suspension of Dr. Betta Edu. Obi made his appeal in a statement via its verified X handle on Thursday. The Labour Party candidate noted that the government should go beyond the suspension of the minister and carry out a comprehensive investigation into the matter. He described Edu's suspension as well as a welcome development, calling on the government to give the problem of public sector corruption its deserved urgency. He further expressed his disappointment, saying a ministry created in good faith to attend the plight of the suffering masses was being turned into a conduit pipe to steal from the poor, as seen in the current and previous ministries of the ministry. He cautioned against taking the issue lightly, saying the suspension of the minister should not be a window dressing action, but rather a peg to get all those who are deserving of blame punished, just like the minister. The Defense Headquarters says the military has eliminated no fewer than 86 terrorists and other criminals and apprehended 101 others in different operations across the country in the last 1 week. It added that 60 illegal refineries were uncovered and 30 suspected oil thieves arrested in the Niger Delta area in 1 week. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, said this while giving an update on the operations of the military on Thursday in Abuja. Buba said the troops had in the last 1 week focused on striking terrorist enclaves from air attacks and also exerted significant superior power on areas where the terrorists were hibernating. According to him, the operations resulted in 86 neutralized terrorists, with 101 of them arrested and 21 kidnapped persons rescued. He said the troops also recovered 111 assaulted weapons and 1,124 assaulted ammunition, comprising 65 AK-47 rifles, 1 HK-63 gun and 1 G3 rifle, 8 locally fabricated guns, and 15 Den guns. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency issues a weather alert for the country, predicting moderate dust HAZE with reduced visibility and local thunderstorms. The northern region and north-central states are expected to experience a horizontal visibility range of 2 to 5 kilometers, posing potential risks for road and air travel. NIMET emphasizing precautions due to suspended dust particles, urging people with respiratory issues to exercise caution. The agency advises airline operators to stay updated with weather reports for effective operational planning. Disaster risk managers and individuals are encouraged to take proactive measures to prevent potential lives of loss and properties. Up next are stories on the foreign scene after the break.
Follow us on our social media handles at Uweleke TV. Visit our website at www.uweleke.tv for a thrilling journey. Uweleke TV, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back. On the foreign scene, former President Donald Trump asserts that the New York civil fraud case against him is politically motivated, according to former New Jersey Superior Court Judge Andrew Napolitano. Trump argues that the Attorney General Letitia James openly declared her intention to get Trump during a campaign. He believes Trump makes a compelling argument based on James' statements. While acknowledging that Trump may lose in the trial court, he predicts he will prevail in the appellate court. Trump asserted his innocence in court, stating, "It is not consumer fraud. It is no fraud. It's a fraud on me." The judge, Arthur Egoron, anticipates a verdict by January 31. In entertainment, newly released video depicts a violent altercation between ONLYFANS model Courtney Cleaning, also known as Courtney Taylor, and her Nigerian boyfriend Christian Obuselin, 2 months before she stabbed him to death. The video from a trip to Aspen, Colorado shows Cleaning attempting to strike him during an explosive argument. Cleaning accuses him of flirting with older girls, and the altercation lasts nearly 3 minutes. In April 2022, Cleaning claimed self-defense in the stabbing incident, alleging abuse by Obuselin. Investigators have cited evidence of a volatile relationship, including audio recordings and surveillance footage. And in sports, Paris Saint-Germain face Lens in their Ligue 1 resumption, but the focus is squarely on the contract saga of Kylian Mbappé. The France captain's contract with PSG ends in June and is free to negotiate with other clubs for the 2024-2025 season. PSG President Nasser reiterated his desire for Mbappé to stay, but Real Madrid and Liverpool are reportedly interested. Mbappé, the Ligue 1 top scorer for the past 5 seasons, has not committed to a decision, and PSG future hangs in the balance as the saga unfolds. And just before we go, here is a recap of the headline. Lawyers disagree with police warning on "No Gree for Anybody" slogan. Tragedy as bank staff commits suicide in IKORODU, Lagos. On the foreign scene, Trump says New York fraud case is political. Former judge agrees. And in sports, Kylian Mbappe's contract dilemma casts shadow over PSG Ligue 1 return. And that's the package on our news bulletin. Kindly follow us on all our social media platforms at Oweleke TV and website at oweleke.tv. I am Chiwendu Osisiago. Thank you for watching.